Texas. Let's go.
Okay, folks, if you'll make your way into the main arena, we're about to start today's presentations and get all of that rolling, and then we'll start us a cattle show. So everybody make your way into the front and we'll be ready to roll in just a couple of minutes.
Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the Rockies' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Learning to do, doing to learn, earning to live, living to serve.
To make the best better, I pledge my head to greater thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living, for my club, my community, my country, and my world.
If you'll please bow your head in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here at the Bi-County Livestock Show, I ask that you place your hands over all of our exhibitors and livestock animals and keep them healthy and safe. Please give wisdom, patience, and stamina to show their animals to the best of their ability. Lord, I ask that we can all have great sportsmanship, memories, and love for each other. Thank you, Lord, to all who made this possible. In your precious name I pray. Amen.
I'd like to welcome everybody to your 2025 Bi-County Stock Show. What a wonderful way to get it started this morning with the pledge, singing of the national anthem and your mottos. Sure appreciate the junior board taking care of that. We're about ready to start the cattle show this morning. We're going to start with steers first. Class 1 is in the English division. Whenever we're ready to roll with that one, that'll be our Class 1, followed by Class 2, the lightweight exotics. I would like to introduce our judge this morning, Dr. Ryan Rathman. He is the Associate Professor at Texas Tech in the Department of Animal Science and Food Sciences. He said he drove up here this morning to evaluate our cattle this morning. We'll go over his bio again here in just a minute, and I'll get off here and let him judge cattle.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be with y'all. I didn't really know what y'all had for a show barn or whatnot. I had my tights on. I was ready to go. I was geared up, but it's pretty cozy in here. Y'all got a tremendous concession stand. If you hadn't had the brisket sandwich, it was tremendous, whoever was responsible for the brisket. But I think we've got 6 steers, and we'll try to give each of these young people through just a few classes enough time here in the ring for their cattle to get a good experience. It looks like Allie's Polled Hereford steer really doesn't need it. He looks like he's just automatic in terms of his disposition and personality. So, Allie, this is a nice calf. I mean, you're going to have a lot of fun with him at Fort Worth. He just covers the basics so well. He's super sound. He's huge bodied. He just looks like a good feeding calf, and you get your hands on him. And I still think, he's very market ready, but I don't think he's too fat. I think you're just right on target in terms of composition to clip out and have a nice, clean, balanced look about him. So, Allie, congratulations to you. This will be our champion British steer. Let's give her a round of applause.
Champion British steer, Miss Allie Burns. Class 2 will be our lightweight exotics. We have McKenna Moore and Allie Burns. Allie's going to sprint all the way around the backside and show her track skills to get her steer. as we've got a down moment or two here, I'd like you to pay attention to our banners on the back side of the ring over there. We've got our top buyers listed from last year's sale. You can see the TV. We've got donors that flash up and on that. You see these people around, walking around, folks, they do things for your kids. That's what this is about. They're giving back to the future of our community and our county. So be sure and shake their hands and thank them for doing what they do. Like Dr. Rathman said, be sure to enjoy the concession stand. It supports your youth also. And enjoy your time here and do everything we can to brighten the future of our youth and be our leaders of tomorrow. Our judge this morning, I mentioned it, is Dr. Ryan Rathman from Texas Tech. He's been at Tech since '05, is that right? '06. Visited with him, I don't know, I've 25, 30 people that I know that have been on his national teams. Kind of asking this morning, I miscalculated, I thought he had 6, and he informed me, he said, no, that was just at Texas Tech. They had 6 national championship livestock judging teams. He had 3 more at A&M before that. That's an awful decorated resume there on your livestock judging teams, coaches. So we sure appreciate him taking time to evaluate our cattle here at our Bi-County Stock Show. Again, we have 2 entries in this class. We have McKenna Moore and Allie Burns. These steers weigh from 1040 to 11 1/4.
Well, both of y'all have very, very nice calves. They say they're going to take these 2 to Houston, and I think both of them are going to be tremendously competitive cattle for both Allie and McKenna. Allie, your calf, I was giving her a hard time. His hair is so curly. These folks nowadays, they sell these Scottish Highlander portraits or paintings for so much money. You could take you a shot of that steer and how curly and cute his head is, and maybe you'd have something there. But even if that doesn't pan out, I think it's going to pan out at Houston when you take all those curls off. This guy's got a monster back shape in him, really good over his 13th. I said it about your Poll Hereford, and that was in context to how I view his composition for Fort Worth. But I think this one, for where you're at frame score wise and where your target is in the middle of March, I think you're right on track. I do. I think you've handled the feed bucket well. This calf's very practical, obviously, in a center body beyond his power, and very, very good in terms of his structural soundness. I could pull his pin set up maybe just a fraction, I guess. Maybe make his rear ankle just a fraction bigger, but I think part for part that one there is very, very good. McKenna, your chocolate steer, I'll say this, I've got a 13-year-old daughter that's tremendously stubborn. I think this steer may have her beat. This calf is, he likes to hold his head kind of funny and he doesn't like to move, but he's got a big back shape just like the white curly calf, really impressive through his hip and lower stifle. He's probably even a little bit more gathered, I think, in his natural stance from blade to tail head, just in terms of strength of spine. Maybe doesn't have quite the same center body or flank, maybe not quite as bendable off his hind tooth, but still an outstanding calf. Let's give both these young ladies a big round of applause.
First place in your lightweight exotics goes to Miss Allie Burns, and second place goes to McKenna Moore. In Class 3, we have 2 entries in that class. We have Mia Burns and McKenna Moore. So I guess now we get to see McKenna's track skills as she runs around the backside. Again, Class 3 of your exotics, your middleweight division, we have McKenna Moore and Mia Burns. These 2 steers range from 13 1/4 to 13.7. As if you're watching the show going on, we've got 2 young ladies out here that have cameras that are catching the memories of the 2025 Bi-County Stock Show. Miss Sierra's been taking pictures for us for a couple of 3 years, does a tremendous job. There's posts around the building. You can get your phone up there and take a picture and download things. They've been donated to your youth, and visit with these young ladies and get your pictures taken. They'll take numerous pictures of action, backdrops, and folks, it loads up lots of memories. So enjoy those when you get them. I have some cards up here, and if somebody needs them.
Well, another really nice pair of cattle here in this class, and again, they're both a little different speeds. The one in front, Mia the Year Calf, he's just a kind of a ground pounder, if you will. He's closer to the ground, little quicker pattern, but I mean he's a hoss in terms of muscle and body. McKenna Year Calf, a little taller fronted, a little later maturing calf with a little more extension, and so I like both of them for what they are and what they represent. I think at the end of the day, Mia Year Calf, in terms of just how incredible he is in his hind leg, the size of his feet, just the pliability to his joint work, and then when you move in behind him and study his muscle system just out of the backside of his shoulder, there's probably just a little bit more true depth to the edge of his loin and just more center stifle in that calf. He's an absolute creature as you get to a 3/4 shot from him, and just read the total density with that type of sound basic build is very, very impressive. McKenna, that calf again, I like his elevation, I like his length of neck and just his length of spine. I handle both of them, and again, I think both y'all, every calf I've handled so far, I think really appropriate in terms of where they're positioned from a back fat standpoint. He just gives up a little bit of muscle is the primary difference, and I don't have any qualms with this structure, but I probably still prefer maybe the freedom that I've got built into the Charolais steer in front of you. So let's give both these young ladies a nice round of applause. That's a good pair of cattle that'll be very competitive for at Cowtown.
In Class 3 of your exotics, first place is Mia Burns. Second place is McKenna Moore. Next up, we have Class 4 of the exotics, and we have a single entry in this one, Miss Ellie Besner. This will be your final class of your exotics. I'm going to need Allie Burns from Class 1, Mia Burns from Class 2 to get ready to come back in for your champion drive.
Well, sometimes it's kind of hard to ask one calf to come in the ring and act like an angel. He's done pretty good for you, Ellie, to just be the Lone Ranger out here and behave the way that he is. He seems like a good showmanship calf. This calf is very, very unique. I like him a ton. This calf, I like his size. I like bigger cattle myself on the terminal side, not necessarily on the replacement effort side, of course, but in terms of, kind of represent where we're at in the beef industry, and particularly in this part of the world, this calf, even beyond being a show steer, he'd make a nice feedlot steer just in terms of his general frame score, his length of body, his muscularity, his potential yield, and he's still a calf that's just so on target in terms of finish, just as they all have been. But he's got just a really sculpted shape about his body cavity, and then just the way that his loin and top lay into him. His hip and stifle from the side, I love his length of hip, just the wrap to his lower stifle, and you get him behind him, and just so much quantity of muscle there because of that extra length and expression. It's a very impressive calf. I like, from a slick shear standpoint, maybe one of the, I think the neatest factors of that calf is just how neat he is through his bottom line. I mean, his midrib to his heart to his chest, there's no interruption. It's just perfect consistency. Really unique out through his front end, and plenty adequate in terms of his structure. You can lay him back maybe just a tick in terms of his blade, but I think that's being very picky. He grabs his stride well. Very, very incredible steer from a composition and look and quality standpoint. Let's give her a nice round of applause.
Class winner, Class 4 is Miss Ellie Bussner. Again, we're going to have your Class 1 representative, first place, Allie Burns, coming back. Class 2 of your exotics be Miss Mia Burns, coming back for your champion, and then Ellie's going to make her way back around. She'll be the representative out of Class 3 of your heavyweights to select your champion exotic steer in your 2025 Bi-County Stock Show.
Well, what a nice group of cattle. We could have just as easily had 100 steers, and these 3 steers, I think, still would have been, tough to beat. And so I'm sure proud of each and every one of you young ladies out here, and wish y'all the very, very best in terms of how competitive they possibly can be for you. And so you got 3 different endpoints here, really, as far as what y'all are telling me and where you're headed. the calf I'm calling the Highlander, you call him the Rock down here, headed to Houston, and I think again he's gonna shear out well. He is a rock down his top, and Mia, your calf at Fort Worth, I think as long as he doesn't look too short-legged, there's not going to be many cattle in his respective class that have his level of soundness and just body density and muscularity. A very, very neat creature. And then Ellie, your calf there at either San Antonio or Angelo respectively, man, he's going to be so fresh in his composition, so impressive in terms of his degree of muscularity and a little higher cutability type of package. And again, I like his maturity pattern probably the best of these three out here. He's clipped, the others aren't, but I do think he naturally is a little longer and just a little neater in terms of his neckline. So some trade-offs in terms of soundness versus, maybe a little more extreme shape or maturity pattern. For me today, I like, Ellie, I like your steer to be the champion. And then me, I'm going to follow with your ground pounder here in the middle, okay? So let's give these young ladies a big round of applause.
Champion exotic steer is Ellie Besner. Reserve champion exotic goes to Miss Mia Burns. Now we are going to bring back Allie Burns with her Bull Hereford, the champion British. And Miss Ellie Besner is going to remain in the ring, and we will be showing for your grand champion steer for your 2025 Bi-County Stock Show. You'll notice our ring help today and people that are handing out banners and buckles around the ring. These are your junior board members. I've got a couple of lovely ladies sitting here beside me, and you got them scattered out across. They all dressed to the nines today, got their black vests on, their blue shirts. This group represents Bi-County throughout the Panhandle area mainly. Have donated their time lots throughout the year at other stock shows, other things that go on. I challenge you to go visit with these young individuals, raise their future up a little bit by asking them questions and visiting with them and making them come out of their comfort zone more than probably they expect me to ask you to do. But please take the time to go visit with your junior board members and thank them, and again, challenge them to come out of their comfort zone and visit with them and ask them what they're doing.
All right, well, we got both of our champions out here, and again, I thought all six head that we had in the show, I think are going to be cell makers or better. They're going to be very competitive in their respective classes or overall, and I sure wish y'all the best. I know how much it means to all of y'all and y'all's families, and I think y'all are going to have a good spring here. So, it's kind of ironic. We're in one of the best cattle feeding areas in the world, but we've only got 6 steers, but they were good. So quality is what counts, right? Allie, you're one. I didn't say it earlier. You want to know one of the best things about your calf is when you walk over there to the 3 people that have to put chips in a bucket. You have no problem whatsoever. That calf classifies all day. And he's basic and sound and hairy. About the only thing that Mark will be able to critique him for is maybe needing a little bigger set of legs, and that's pretty minor. And so I sure think you're going to do good with him. Ellie's steer, again, I do like that steer a tremendous amount. He really has a lot of the unique pieces that I strive for, just in terms of uniqueness of body shape and width with that type of stretch and length, but not too big, not too small. To me, that calf is just where we need to be in the industry to represent good kind of market cattle. And so, girls, nice job today. My grand steer here is going to be our Charolais calf. Let's give Ellie a nice round of applause.
Champion steer County Stock Show is Miss Ellie Besner. Bringing in our reserve champion exotic, Miss Mia Burns, and Allie Burns, what's your champion? First one forward.
All right, so we have a sister battle here. Is that correct? All right, this is the most important decision of all. Who rules the house, okay? I had an older sister. She was 3 years older than me, and I never once beat her at county. And Dad would give me first pick the next year because I got beat that year. And look, I ended up a livestock judge even though I picked the wrong steer 6 years in a row. But anyways, gals, again, these are very, very good cattle. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with them. We're going to use me as calf. I'm sorry, Allie. Your little sister's going to have bragging rights this year, but she's going to be my reserve grand. Congratulations to her.
Reserve Grand Steer, Miss Mia Burns. We're going to take about a 10-15 minute break here in between the steer and the heifer show. Dr. Rathman's headed back to the backdrop to take your pictures of your grands and your reserves and your champions of your steer show. So if y'all head to the backdrop and get your photos taken by Miss Sierra Franks and her crew at Uplift Imaging, and then we'll start our heifer show in about 15 minutes.
Every time I have to open it, gotta get
Class 1 Summer Heifer Calves and your exotic division, Ben Meyer and Bristol Sage.
Well, Ben and Bristol brought us a pair of very nice cattle here in our first class of exotics. We'll start with the exotics. These two are two March heifer calves. And again, I said that maybe in the steer class or two, but these two heifers are totally different. Ben, your heifer is one that to me right now is just obviously a little more moderate in a deeper bodied female from her heart back to her flank. I think both of them are sound. I don't have a problem with either one of them structurally, but I like the attractiveness of this heifer's hind leg, maybe even a little better, and she's so feminine up front. So for those reasons, Ben, I like your heifer to win the class. I think she's very good, a nice Angus cross female. Bristol, your heifer's still very good. She's just a different kind. She's a little, she's a maintainer, and she's got, the big hair, the big hip, and a lot of stoutness about her. I like her strength of spine. She's just going to have to, start bellying down just a little bit more, and maybe just level her up just a fraction in terms of her pin set relative to her tail head. But I think she's got a lot of good to her. Again, I don't have a problem at all with her feet and leg structure. Put those type of legs and wheels on a stout frame, and I think she's certainly going to be one in time that you'll find very exciting from a cow standpoint in terms of what she can maybe throw in the future. So congratulations to both of y'all.
Class 1 of your exotic heifers, class winner will be Mr. Ben Meyer, followed by second place in Miss Bristol Sage. Then class 2 of our junior heifer calves in the exotic division, Miss Chloe Thomas. Again, our judge today is Dr. Ryan Rathman from Texas Tech. He is an associate professor down there, been tied into the Livestock Association for obviously his entire life. I'd like to sure enough thank Mr. Rathman, Dr. Rathman for coming up today and evaluating our livestock, but even more, if you'll pay attention, he's called every kid by name, he's asking questions. He's invested in the youth of your county today, so when you get a chance, be sure and shake this gentleman's hand and tell him thank you for coming and spending the day with your kiddos.
Well, Miss Chloe is leading her beautiful blue roan heifer around the ring. I'll go ahead and talk about her. Chloe, you're a pleasure to visit with. You're very well spoken. You have a lot of confidence, and that's, to me, above anything else that we're trying to accomplish in showing livestock. I think we're trying to increase the confidence of these young people so that they can, be more successful in whatever they aim to do. But Chloe told me this heifer here is one they raised. Her uncle raised it, and she's a gorgeous female. I love her neck. I love the way that she opens back into such an incredible rib design. She's not only deep, but she's truly bold in terms of her center and her upper rib cage. And you get it behind her, and even when she's thin, I still think she'll be thick. And she travels about the ring very, very good. Maybe got a little extra set to her hock just from an aesthetic standpoint, but she fills her tracks very, very well. So, Chloe, let's give you a nice round of applause here as you lead her out. You did an awesome job. I'm proud of you.
Class 2 winner, Miss Chloe Thomas. Class 3 of our exotic heifers would be Miss Kenzie Thomas. Class 3 is Miss Kenzie Thomas. I was handed a gift card a while ago from Transova. The Grand Champion heifer today will receive this gift card of $500 that's been added into our heifer show. So be sure and thank those ladies and gentlemen when you see them. Again, $500 to the champion heifer today.
All right, we got Chloe's sister in here, Kenzie, and Kenzie, your heifer for a May. I think I like her size a lot. She's not a midget, but she's not a giant. This female gets out and travels very adequately and meets her stride there. And I think probably one that's just so feminine. You know, I think that you love her head and the elegance she's got in her neck and the way she carries down to the base of her rib design to complement her frame score. I think that just fundamentally a very, very nice maternal type replacement. And you got her pregnant there a few months and you're probably positioned where you want her in terms of having the right age calf in the future. And so I hope she throws you a good one. Let's give Kenzie a nice round of applause.
Class winner of Class 3 in your exotic heifers is Miss Kenzie Thomas. Class 4, your senior heifer calf in your exotic division, Bristol Sage.
All right, Bristol brought another heifer in here, and very pink-nosed. I don't know what you call her. I'm gonna call her Rudolph, but this white Shorthorn Plus heifer that Bristol's got, one that's really level spine, super square and long from hooks to pins, just the length from her hook bone to her pin set, very impressive. A female that's very stout, just in terms of her feature and her skull. We were visiting over there about her fertility, and she's a little past 2 years of age, and would like to see her, heavy bred, and said she's maybe missed on the first time that she was trying to get her artificially inseminated. And I said, well, sometimes it's not necessarily the subfertility of your animal. It's difficult with show heifers when you've only got maybe one, or if you're lucky, 2 or more, but one that you're trying to catch into heat or go off of the timed AI program and get settled without others that want to ride and show you when they're precisely in estrus so you can breed them accordingly. So sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge for these juniors with their show projects, but I wish you the best with her and hope she gets settled in the future. Let's give Bristol a nice round of applause, please.
Congratulations to Bristol Sage on winning Class 4 of your exotics. We're going to have our champion exotic heifer show now out of Class 1. I'm going to need Mr. Ben Meyer, Class 2, Chloe Thomas, Class 3, Kenzie Thomas, and Class 4, Bristol Sage. This we'll be showing for our champion exotic heifer of your 2025 Bi-County Stock Show. I have some cards up here that have the upload on the back for Sierra Franks and her crew and upliftimaging.com. Again, all these downloads are free. You've had a generous person in the community again donating your youth, and Sierra's and her crew's taking amazing pictures. Take the time to come and make memories for you. So y'all please come get these cards.